Riven stands at the edge of betrayal, torn between instinct and loyalty. Thorn and Seraphine move to stabilize the team, but the lattice reacts unpredictably. Far beyond, Lysandra prepares her move, already aware of their weakness. Subscribe to Turmoil Studio. Hesitation is being recorded. The lattice did not expand. It tightened. Golden strands that once flowed with rhythm now coiled inward, compressing into dense, overlapping layers. The harmony the heroes had achieved began to distort. KL felt it first. Something's wrong. Lyra's breath hitched. The resonance. It's shifting. Riven clenched his fists as a nearby strand flickered violently. This isn't instability. It's contradiction, Thorn finished, eyes narrowing. Nyx tilted her head, a slow grin forming. Finally, something interesting. Above them, Aurelytha hovered in silence. Her molten wings no longer pulsed in rhythm with the team. They pulsed against it. You have learned coherence. Her voice echoed without sound. Now, sustain it against impossibility. The lattice split. Not into fragments, but into conflicting truths. Two paths formed before Kyle. In one, Lyra moved forward, stabilizing the system. In the other, Lyra stepped back, causing the same stabilization. That's not possible, Lyra whispered, staring at herself. Thalassa's voice trembled. Both are correct, and both cannot exist together. Cassandra added. The system pulsed. Choose one and the other collapses. Accept both, and the system fractures. Riven stepped forward, instinctively striking one path. The other surged violently in response. Damn it, he growled. Every action creates conflict now. Thorn's mind raced. No, this is deliberate. The system is introducing logical paradox. Nyx laughed softly, stepping between both paths. So, we're finally playing a real game. Kale closed his eyes. The unity they achieved in the fractal trial was now being weaponized. We aligned by reducing conflict, he said slowly. Now the system requires it. Lyra looked at him. Then what do? We can't resolve both. We don't resolve, Kale replied. We hold. The lattice surged again. Multiple contradictions emerged. Riven must strike, and must not strike. Nyx must disrupt, and remain still. Thorn must predict, and accept unpredictability. Lyra must protect, and let go. Each truth existed, simultaneously. Each one invalidated the other. Thalassa clutched her head. The signals are overlapping. This is beyond alignment. No, Kyle said firmly. This is beyond logic. Aurelytha descended slightly, her gaze piercing through every layer of their thought. You seek unity through agreement, she echoed. But reality does not require agreement, only coherence. The first collapse began. One of Lyra's mirrored paths shattered. She gasped as feedback surged through her. It's rejecting me. No, Thorn said sharply. It's rejecting the assumption that only one can exist. Nyx smirked wider. So we stopped choosing. Riven frowned. That makes no sense. Exactly, Nyx replied. Kyle stepped forward. We've been treating contradiction as failure. He looked at each of them. What if contradiction is part of the system? Silence. Then, a pulse. Lyra inhaled slowly. Then I don't choose which version is correct. Her two mirrored selves moved simultaneously. One forward, one back. Both accepted. The lattice trembled, but did not collapse. Riven tested it next. He raised his gauntlet and both struck and held. The result was unstable for a moment. Then, it stabilized into a new pattern. That's insane, he muttered. No, Thorn whispered, eyes widening. That's evolution. Thalassa and Cassandra synchronized. The system is adapting to dual-state input. It's no longer binary. Kyle's voice steadied. We are no longer a single system. He looked up at Aurelytha. We are a system capable of contradiction, us side. The lattice exploded outward, not in chaos, but in expansion. New pathways formed where none existed before. Branches no longer collapsed under conflict. They grew from it. Nyx stepped through multiple threads at once, laughing. Now this is freedom. Aurelytha's wings spread wide. For the first time, she reacted. You have crossed the second threshold, she echoed. Coherence, without resolution. But the trial was not over. The lattice darkened. Golden strands now carried shadows within them. Not external, internal. Thorn froze. If contradiction can exist, Lyra's voice dropped. So can conflict within us. Kale felt it. Not from the system, from the team. Tiny fractures. Differences no longer suppressed by unity. Now, fully exposed. Aurelytha's voice returned. Deeper. Next, you will face not contradiction of action. Her eyes burned brighter, but contradiction of self. The lattice shifted again. Not around them, within them. Riven's grip tightened. I don't like where this is going. Nyx's smirk faded slightly. Yeah, this one's different. Kale stepped forward, steady but aware. Then we don't step back. Lyra nodded beside him. We face it, together. Above them, Aurelytha ascended once more, watching, learning, evolving. The lattice pulsed slower now, deeper, more dangerous. The system had changed, and so had they. The paradox engine had awakened, and the next trial would not test their unity. It would test their truth. Not testing their connection, not testing their unity, but something far more dangerous, their stability under truth. The lattice did not brighten, it deepened. The golden threads, once radiant and expansive, now carried weight density that pressed against thought itself. Every strand no longer responded instantly. It resisted, not like an enemy, like reality, pushing back. Kyle felt the difference immediately. It's heavier. Lyra nodded slowly, eyes scanning the shifting strands. Before, it responded to us. Now it's evaluating us. Riven stepped forward, fist tightening as a nearby thread bent under invisible pressure. Feels like it's waiting for us to make a mistake. Not a mistake, Thorn corrected, voice low. A contradiction we cannot sustain. Nyx's smirk didn't fully form this time. So if we break, it's on us. Thalassa inhaled sharply. No external distortion. Cassandra finished the thought. Only internal instability. A pulse moved through the lattice. Not from above, from within it, from everywhere at once. The threads began to align not into harmony, but into pressure points. Points where decisions would no longer ripple outward. They would collapse inward. Kale stepped forward carefully. Stay aware. Don't force anything. Lyra mirrored his movement, but her expression tightened. It's not like before. I can't feel all of you clearly. You're not supposed to, Thorn said. We're not overlapping anymore. We're adjacent. Riven exhaled. Means if one of us slips, we feel it, Nyx finished. But we can't compensate instantly. The first distortion appeared. A single thread ahead of them split not into branches but into two conflicting states occupying the same space. Both stable, both real. Again? Riven muttered. No, Thorn said, stepping closer. This is different. The two states didn't fight. They coexisted. But the moment Lyra reached out to stabilize one, the other surged violently. She pulled back instantly. It's rejecting prioritization. Kale's eyes narrowed. Then we don't prioritize. We can't ignore it either, Thalassa warned. It's a structural node. The pressure increased. More threads began to form these overlapping contradictions. Not chaotic, not random, deliberate. Nyx moved first. Not fast, not reactive. She stepped into the space between two conflicting threads and stopped. Don't resolve, she said quietly. Just hold position. Riven frowned. That's your plan? It's not a plan, Nyx replied. It's restraint. The lattice reacted. The conflicting threads did not collapse. They stabilized, but only partially. A low hum vibrated through the space. Thorn's eyes widened slightly. It's working. Not perfectly, but it's holding. Lyra exhaled. So we maintain contradiction, without interfering. Kael nodded slowly. We don't fix the system. We coexist with it, Cassandra added. The team adjusted their movement. Not synchronized like before. Not separated either. Each step measured not just by position, but by impact on the whole. Another distortion formed larger this time. Multiple threads overlapping. Conflicting states layered on top of each other. Riven stepped forward instinctively. The lattice reacted instantly. A surge. Pressure spiked. The threads trembled on the edge of collapse. Riven, Kael said firmly. Riven froze. Breathing steady. Holding position. The pressure eased, slowly. It's punishing impulse, Thorn observed. Not punishing, Lyra corrected. Exposing it. Riven exhaled, stepping back slightly. Yeah, felt that. Nyx glanced at him. You're not wrong. Just early. The lattice shifted again. This time the distortion didn't stay ahead of them. It formed within their path. Around them, the team stopped. For the first time uncertain. We can't go around, Thalassa said. We can't force through, Cassandra added. Kael looked at the overlapping threads surrounding them, each one carrying conflicting outcomes, each one reacting to even the smallest shift in intent. Then, we don't move forward, he said. Lyra turned to him. What? I. Lyra turned to him. What? We move through understanding, Kael clarified. Silence. Splain, Thorn said. Kael stepped into the center of the distortion. Slow. Deliberate. Every thread reacted, but he didn't resist. We've been treating the system like space, he said. Something we navigate. He closed his eyes. But it's not space. A pulse responded. It's state. The lattice reacted instantly. The pressure didn't increase. It shifted. Lyra stepped forward cautiously. So movement isn't physical. It's conceptual. Thorn finished, realization hitting. Nyx's expression sharpened. We don't change position. We change state, Kael said. Riven frowned. That's not simple. It's not supposed to be, Lyra replied. Kael inhaled. Then, instead of stepping forward, he aligned his intent with the contradiction itself, not resolving it, not resisting it, accepting both states. The lattice pulsed. The overlapping threads parted, not physically, but in response. It let you through, Thalassa whispered. No, Kael said quietly. I didn't go through. He opened his eyes. I matched it. Why? The realization hit all of them. Thorn stepped forward next. He didn't calculate, didn't solve. He allowed conflicting outcomes to exist in his mind without forcing resolution. The lattice shifted again, opening. Lyra followed, not choosing one path, but holding multiple possibilities at once, feeling them, balancing them. Riven hesitated, then stepped in. Not striking, not resisting, holding force and restraint together. The distortion stabilized further. Nyx moved last, and for once, she didn't disrupt. She simply existed within the contradiction, unpatterned, unforced. The lattice responded. The surrounding distortion dissolved. Not gone, but integrated into the system's flow. The team stood still, not because they had to, but because they understood. This is different, Lyra said softly. Yeah, Riven added. We're not surviving anymore. Thorn nodded. We're adapting at a deeper layer. Above them, Aurelytha descended slightly, her gaze no longer distant, now focused. You begin to stabilize truth, she said, not as singular, but as layered existence. The lattice pulsed again, stronger, deeper.